Okay, everybody, hello. Good evening. Right, we're going to start off tonight down on our back. I'd like you to try and cross your arms so that you've got one hand on top of the other behind you, and then that's going to become the rest for your head. If you struggle to do that, you can put a cushion under your head instead and just have your arms out to the side or overhead. And then when you come down with your head resting on the back of your wrist, so I've got it so almost like my thumbs are in a bit of a butterfly. I find that more comfortable. So if you can go that little bit further, your hands can go further apart, a bit wider. Okay. Once your head's resting on the back of your wrists, to the back of your arms, then cross one foot in towards your bottom before the other. So you've got one ankle in front of the other. And just make a note of which wrist or which arm your head is resting on more. That when we come to do the other side, you can swap. So my head's resting more on my right wrist. And then which ankle is crossed furthest away from you, or on top, or however you can remember it, so that when you come to do the other side, you can switch. Close your eyes. And just feel your elbows and your knees reaching in opposite directions. And breathe into the space between those 4 points. If your legs aren't comfortable, you can have your legs straight or soles of the feet together with the knees wide like a butterfly. Take 3 more breaths. Breathing in your intention for turning up. Whether that's to soothe your body, to strengthen your body, whether it's to calm your mind, or just to feel good. Just remind yourself of your purpose for tuning in and for practicing. Become aware of that as you move and as you breathe. And complete your exhale. Draw your knees in and up. Bring the soles of your feet flat to the floor. And take your arms down. Bring your hands onto your hips. Elbows remain on the ground. Can you straighten your left leg? And bring your right leg up in the air. Now it's fine to bend your knee if you need to. So if you struggle to straighten the leg, a bent knee is fine. Keep your hips level on the floor and keep your back of the pelvis flat as you take your lifted leg across the body. And then your leg out to the side. So I've got my right leg going across the body, keeping the right hip on the floor. And then the right leg out to the side, keeping the left hip on the floor. You're going side to side, but with control. So you're building up some openness in the leg, but also a bit of strength. One side opening, one side strengthening. And then the side that's not working as much relaxes and will go into the stretch more easily. So each time you go out wide and across, just feel maybe you're just pushing a little into a new space. Do that one more time, out wide. Like I say, you can do it with a bent leg, that's fine. So it could be your knee going wide and your knee going across. And then come into center. Keep your right leg in the air, bend the left leg and cross your right ankle onto your left knee. Keeping the hips level. Bring the left foot off the floor, hands behind the back of the left thigh if you can. If you can't, just keep the foot to the ground. Use your right elbow to press your right thigh bone wide. Your shoulders pin back as your knees press, or your right knee presses out wide. Get into the hip. Draw the left leg in closer, so your right thigh, your right hip is felt. Couple more breaths. If your head falls back for any of these, you put something underneath the back of your head. Okay, return your left foot to the floor. Now hug the right knee into your chest. Bring your nose towards your knee. And if you need support for your head, you can put your right hand behind your head. Otherwise, use your abdominal muscles to lift the chest up a little bit higher. You can try straightening your left leg out and hover the left leg. And you can stay here, curling the back of the chest up and maybe let go with your arms. Use your belly muscles to keep the lifted position. The left leg can remain bent, foot on the floor if you need to. 2 more breaths. Front ribs drawing down. 1 more breath. You're going to take hold again of your right shin, lift the left leg up, and as it swings down, roll on your spine, pushing your hands into your right shin to come up. Good, then drop your knee out to the side. Face the straight leg, fingers behind. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your right ribs more toward the left leg, so you're turning your chest more and more toward the left leg. And then start to bend forwards from your hips. Lower back moving forwards first, then the ribs follow, then your head follows, but try not to curve the back too much. Anyone who wants to bring the hands a bit further forwards, you can, as long as it doesn't mean that the back suddenly collapses. So I'd like you to take 3 more breaths, as if you're breathing up the front of your body, from your pubic bone to your breastbone, up the front of your neck. Softening forwards as you exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthening your front body. Exhale, soften forwards. 1 more. Lengthen the front body. And exhale down. And then come all the way up. Keep your right knee bent out to the side. Place your right hand behind. Turn onto the inside of your left foot. That's the straight leg. And press into the inner edge of your foot, your knee, your hand, and lift. Take your top arm up and over in line with your ear. Stretch long from the sole of the foot, pressing flat to the floor. Arc up your left ribs. Then we can take this into a wider chest opener by drawing your top arm further back, turning your chest more toward the ceiling and maybe gazing up. Press the hips a bit further forwards to intensify the opening in the front of the hips. The neck is aching. Put your left hand behind your head. And then swoop back down. Come back into the bent leg position that you had, right knee out to the side, facing your left leg. And then we're going to bring the right knee in and step it across to the outside of your left leg for a twist. Left arm around right bent leg. Work your right fingertips on the floor behind as you turn, gaze over the back shoulder. Inhaling, lengthening up through the central column of your torso. That's from the perineum or from your tailbone pointing down toward the floor, all the way up through the crown of your head. On your inhale, come back to center and then release that leg. Good, we're going to roll our weight down. So arms in front, lift nice and tall onto both sit bones. And point your feet as you hollow your belly and roll slowly back. If you need support, you can put your arms to the floor. Otherwise, roll back with control. And your arms come over behind. Now can you put the other wrist on top? And when you cross the legs, bring the other ankle in front. You can maybe close your eyes again and just tune into the sensitivity of the breath flowing through your body. See if you can make a healthy and rich connection with your practice. So not just doing it, but actually connecting to it with a more felt sense and experience. Just a few more breaths, and again remind yourself of your reason for practicing. And maybe create an affirmation around that. Like if it's to open up a tight body, silently say to yourself, my body is open. So saying your affirmation, your intention in a positive way. Great. And then bring your knees in and up, so your feet uncross, feet flat to the floor. And then when you release your arms, bring your hands down onto your hips. If you feel your back is arching, just lengthen out your lower back, reach the tailbone long. Now flatten your right leg to the floor and take your left leg in the air. Hands are going to check that the hips stay level. Hug your belly towards your lower back, so it's keeping the sides of the waist down. Take your leg across the body and then out wide. And just like the other side, you can start off smaller, working out where your level is of control. And then as you get better and better and looser with each one, you can start to work a bit further, but really try and keep the front of your hips pinning the back of the hips to the floor, your belly firm, because the pelvis will want to roll a little. Let your breath flow wherever you feel fit within the movement. Let's go 2 more. Right toes are pointing up, belly button is pointing up, chest is pointing up, nose is pointing up. Good, then when your left leg comes to center, keep it there. Bend your right leg on the floor and cross your left ankle onto your right knee. Hands behind the back of your right leg, bring it in. Use the left elbow inside the left thigh to press it away. And again, try and pin your shoulders down, but also try and pin the back of the hips down. So the 4 square points of your torso feel like they're broad and level. Avoid the head falling back. If need be, you can put something under your head or just think about tucking the chin slightly. Right foot goes back to the floor. Hug the left knee into your chest. Curl your head and shoulders up. Okay, so you've got options here. You can just keep the right leg bent. You can straighten the right leg and lift it off the floor if possible. Curl up a little higher. You can hold onto the shin to get a good curl. Then lock in your belly muscles and release your arms. Soft shoulders as you hold this abdominal curl. Hold onto the left shin again. Right leg lifts and it's going to swing down to help you roll up. Pulling on the left shin to help you stay strong. And then drop the left knee out to the side. Facing your right leg, turn your left ribs more and more toward the angle of your right leg. Fingers can stay behind as you start to bend forwards from your hips. So waist coming forwards, then ribs, then head. Some of you might start to walk your fingers in front. Three more breaths. Inhale, lengthen your front body. Exhale, soften forwards, bending from the hips more. Inhale again, lengthen. Exhale, soften forwards. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften forwards. Come up, keep your left knee out to the side. Turn onto the inside edge of your right foot. Left hand on the floor. And then again, we're going to swoop your right arm up and over. Press your right foot to the floor as your right arm reaches long over by your right ear. Push the ground away with your left hand so that as you push the ground away, you're going to try and help push the head up so it's level between your shoulders, not falling to the ground. If you want to go further, take your right arm back, open the chest a bit more, open your arm so it feels like it falls behind you a bit more. If that feels too intense, come back to the first position. See if you can open your hips, lengthen your abdominal line. Swoop your arm all the way back around so you land back on your bottom, turning back into that left leg bent position. And then the left knee comes up, steps across to the outside of your right leg. Right arm wrapping round. With your left fingers on the floor behind, we can just walk them round a bit as we turn a bit deeper. Drawing your right toes up tall, spine tall. Feel the right ribs and the left thigh drawing in towards each other. Come back to center and then uncross that leg. Both legs out straight. This time with both legs straight, both arms straight. I'd like you to just tip forwards from both hips, reach forwards. And then lean back slightly, keep the spine straight as you can. And then again, tip forwards and lean back. So it's almost like you're doing a little bit of a seesaw motion with your upper body, forwards and back. Do a couple more. Good. And next time you lean back, bend your knees and stay in that little lean back position and see if you can lift your feet off the floor. Maybe some of you could try straightening your legs, but try and keep the spine long and straight. It's now like you're in that forward bend position, but the legs have lifted. Cross your ankles over or swing them around behind and come forwards. And when you come forwards, can you have your feet pointed and sit as close back to your heels as you can? If you need to, let me just grab my block, not brought it with me. If you need to pop a block between your feet, you can put that there so it's quite high and then you don't have to sit on your heels and it gives your knees a little bit more space. You can do that with cushions as well or a bolster. I'm going to turn to you, but you can just stay as you are. Have your arms out to the side, loose but open, hands soft. Inhale, press the arms back, open your chest. Exhale, wrap your right arm on top of your left arm. Inhale, open again. Exhale, left arm on top, right arm. Inhale, open. Exhale, right arm on top. Inhale, open. Exhale, left arm on top. Again, inhale, open. Right arm on top, stay there. Walk your fingers around your shoulder blades and close your eyes. Try and get the elbows to cross past each other. As your fingers wrap around behind, closing your eyes and embracing yourself, embracing all the good qualities you possess. And embracing the things, the traits we have that maybe we need to work on, acknowledging them. And imagine your awareness like beams of radiant, warm, loving light shining down on those qualities that are less favourable, but that you're aware of and that you work on from the goodness within. One more breath there. And then place your hands down on the floor in front and tuck your toes under. Sit back again. With your toes tucked, try and get hold of the little toe and maybe even a second outside little toe and spread them out wide so the toes don't get trapped underneath. Going to go out loosely with the arms again. Inhale, press them back so the chest opens, and exhale, right arm on top of left. Inhale, open. Exhale, left arm on top. Inhale, press open. Exhale, right. Inhale, press open. Left arm on top, and again, hold it there. Fingers wrap around. Snuggle in. Close your eyes. Now bring your mind to someone. Can be someone you know really well, or maybe someone you don't know so well, someone you really like, or someone you don't like so much. But I'd like you to embrace the energy of that person, maybe visualize them in your mind's eye. First of all, embracing all the good you know they possess. And then just like you did for yourself, acknowledging the things that maybe aren't their strongest traits. And shine your own loving light of awareness upon those less favourable traits with an understanding, with a kindness. And then as you release your arms, place your fingers down to the floor in front, straighten your legs out with a little bit of a bend in your knees, hang forwards over your legs, let your head go, and hold on to opposite elbows. Take a little swing round from one side to the other side. And then back to centre, maybe trying to straighten the legs out a little more. Holding on to the opposite elbows this time. Keep the legs straight, and this time just try and make your elbows heavier, your hips higher. Let your head fall away from the tailbone. Smooth breath through the nose. Soft abdominal space so the spine is released. And then release your arms, little bend in the knees as you roll your way up to standing. We're going to do a 3-part cleansing breath, which also helps to boost and cleanse our energy field, our auric field. So you inhale, arms up, inhale, arms wide, inhale, arms forwards, and exhale, swoosh them down. In, swoosh. In, swoosh. Sniff in 3, sniff in 2, sniff in 1, swoosh out. In, swoosh. 3 more. You can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. And then keep your arms up in the air. Inhale. And exhale. Arms wide, bow forwards. Bring your hands down toward the ground and walk them forwards to a plank position so that your shoulders line over, straight arms and your thumb joints. Look at the front of your mat. And then let's keep the plank position, but touching the knees down. So the straight line goes from your knees, hips, shoulders, head. Keep the elbows hugging in as if the sides of the mat has walls, so your elbows can't go any wider than the walls. So they're going to bend toward the back of the mat as you lower your chest all the way down. Take your arms by your side, palms upwards. Lengthen your legs, soles of the feet upwards. Inhale as you lift everything away from the floor. And exhale, roll your shoulders back so the arms lift a little higher from the shoulder joints. Inhale. And exhale, lengthen and lift the legs a bit more from the hip joints so the thigh bones lift. And exhale, spread out your fingers and toes, each individual toe trying to find its own space. Lowering all the way down to the floor, hands under your shoulders, push your bottom back, child's pose. Stretching arms in front, stretching hips back. Yes, and then come to kneeling again, sitting on your heels, feet pointed. Just one of those breaths this time. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, right arm on top. See if now you can wrap your arms around into eagle arms, and if you can't, you just put your hands on your shoulders. So we're really trying to get the elbows to cross round in order to get the forearms to wrap. Maybe palms can come together. Take 2 more breaths there, lifting the elbows and pressing the forearms forwards. 1 more breath into the back of the shoulders. As your arms lift up, come up to high kneeling, and then step your right foot forwards, bring your hands onto your right thigh. You lunge forwards into your right thigh. Try and draw your front hip points up, your belly firm in and back. Facing your fingertips down onto the floor. Tuck your back toes and straighten your back knee off the ground. The hips will lift a little higher and squeeze your right hip in. And then hover your fingers off the floor by engaging your arms into the shoulder joints. Get strong in your right hip. Keep squeezing your right hip in. And then, like when you were lying on your tummy, take your arms by your side, palms face the ceiling. Roll your shoulders back so the arms lift a little higher and your chest opens. We're not coming up with the torso. We're just lengthening from the back heel all the way forwards to your breastbone. Swoop your arms forwards, come all the way up, high lunge. Keep pressing out through the back heel and firm up the back thigh. 1 more breath here. And then bring your hands down to the floor, lower your back knee down to the ground and straighten your right leg. You can come onto blocks if you need to for this, so that you can get your arms longer using blocks if you need to. And I'd like you to try and point and flex your front foot. So toes pull up, toes point away, toes pull up, toes point away. If your back is feeling very rounded like this, then do use a block, or even last resort, you can put your hands onto your hips and just point and flex. 1 more time. When the foot goes down, walk your hands forwards and then come into downward facing dog. Hips up high, fingers spread wide. Press into the root, the knuckles of all your fingers. Heels high, lower your knees down. So now you're sitting on tucked toes, sitting back. 1 of the breaths, inhale, arms out, and then the left arm goes on top of right arm, wrapping the best you can into eagle arms, where the elbows cross by each other and the forearms wrap. See if you can sense the hips and shoulders lining up and your head staying right over the center of your shoulders for 2 more breaths. Fingers straighten up. 1 more breath, spread in between the back of the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms lift up, high kneeling position, step your left foot forwards, lunge forwards, hands onto the front knee. Lifting the hip points, drawing the belly in, 1 more breath. Then your fingers come down to the floor, straighten your back leg, squeeze the left hip in, and plug your arms into the shoulder sockets so your arms are hovering now. Take your arms back, palms face the ceiling, and roll the shoulders back so the arms press up a little higher. Reach through the fingertips. From the back heel, lengthen all the way out to the breastbone. A slight openness in your chest. Arms forward, swoop up, high lunge. And on your next exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, lower your back knee down again and straighten your left leg out. Toes pointing up and down, but taking a block if you need to for your hands. So reaching through your ankle, flexing through your ankle, reach and flex. Reach. When your toes pull up, they're trying to pull towards your left shoulder. Foot goes flat, hands walk forwards, step to downward facing dog. Pressing up high into the crease of both hip creases. Reach pointier through both sit bones. Turn your armpits to look at the back line of the mat. Then walk your hands back towards your feet. Turn your toes slightly out and lower down into a squat position. Hands together in a prayer. Taking your bottom all the way down to the floor and crossing your right shin in front of your left shin. Try and go shin rather than ankle. And try and go a little bit away. So if your bottom's on the back, now if you're sitting on your mat, so the mat's like mine, lengthways out to the sides, and your bottom's on the back of the mat, then there should only be a little bit of mat that you can see in front of your shins. Yeah, you're trying to line your shins up with that front long edge of the mat. Flex your feet, inhale, wriggle your spine long, and we'll take a few minutes as we go forwards into square pose. So sometimes it's called square pose, sometimes it's called log stacking pose because there's a little fieriness in the hips and you're stacking one shin on top of the other shin for a very deep option. So most of us will have the right shin in front, coming forwards onto the bolster or a block. Remember, during the 3 minutes that we're here, we can go deeper. So you don't need to go deeper straight away. Take your time. Living, as most of us do, we're usually in a little bit of a hurry or expect things quite immediately, because that's how the modern world has built our expectations. But for you, just see if you can drop away from that, almost drop into the opposite and just take your time getting there. Be just one step behind rather than one step in front. Giving yourself more opportunity to observe and to react more wisely. Anywhere that doesn't feel it's relaxing, you're going to just bring your awareness to that space. Let your awareness help any tension dissolve away, as if you're watching it softening and releasing. And noticing the deeper sensation in the area we're opening, which is in the hip. Lower back perhaps. The hips isn't just the hip joint, it's everything associated around the area. So it could be the back of the thighs you feel, the inner thighs maybe, the buttock muscles. On an inhale, make your way up. And straighten your legs in front a moment. Just take a pause, let your legs settle and neutralize. When you recross, left shin in front of right shin this time. And so a bit like when we crossed the eagle arms, the more you can get them to the midline, then the better the opening in your body. So the more we're trying to bring the knees in toward the midline, the more the shins are going to cross. Yeah, and then working your way forward. So they don't need to come to midline, that would then go to another pose, but try and get your knees more and more in, so they're like coming toward the line of your feet. As always with these, if ever you feel discomfort in your knees rather than your hips, you want to seek a different pose, or even just put some support in, like a cushion underneath whichever knee feels uncomfortable. But you can do this crossing one ankle onto your knee like we did at the beginning, so that you've got a knee-friendly version. Not that it's not knee-friendly, just if your knees are sensitive. We all know what the word patience means. Let's see if we can feel that, express it in our pose. And then make your way up. And again, just straighten your legs out in front so you can let them release. We're just going to do 3 1-minute poses, so not so much yin, but holding a bit longer than just a flow. So coming down onto your back, you might want your bolster or block to the left side of your mat. And when you come down, your head falls back, put something underneath the back of your head. Also, if you've got a belt, you could use that for this. Okay, so bend your legs, move your bottom a couple of inches off to the right, and then straighten your left leg back out. Take your right leg up in the air. So if your right leg doesn't come up vertically or the knee buckles, you're going to bend your knee 90 degrees and either twist holding your knee, bringing your knee across to the left onto the block, or with a straight leg, and holding the outer shin or the outer foot and taking your leg across, whichever one works for you. As your leg goes over, you want your right hip to be uppermost and your left hip to be turned to the floor. The edge of your left foot to turn to the floor. And then let your right arm open freely out to the side. Like I say, we're just going to hold this for a minute. Let yourself relax into the stretch. Long enough to hold where we can relax into it. And then you can bend the knee a little as you bring the leg back up. Both feet come flat to the floor, bottom to the middle of the mat, and pause. We take the other side, so bottom off to the left slightly, and right leg straightens. Left leg up in the air, and again you can hold a bent knee, or you can hold the shin or the foot with a straight leg, take it over. Bent leg going across to the side, or straight leg going across to the side. Turning onto the outer right hip. And the edge of your right foot. Left hip up toward the sky. Left shoulder toward the earth. Just breathe yourself into a calm space. Let your mind flow on your breath. See if you can steer your mind to the flow of your breath rather than letting your mind steer itself into a tangle of thought. Let your breath be the strongest, most open path for your mind to follow. Bending the leg a little, coming back up to center, repositioning your bottom into the middle of the mat. Keep your legs bent and bring the soles of the feet together and the knees open. Have your hands palms down, thumbs pointing towards each other underneath your bottom. You can either just stay like you are in the butterfly, or you can press into your elbows and puff your chest up a little, so that your hands and your forearms and elbows push into the ground, puffing your chest away from the ground. Pressing the back of your head down, roll your shoulders down. Couple more breaths. And then release your spine back down from the puffed position. As you release your hands, keep the knees wide, bring your hands behind your head, elbows out wide. You can maybe just pull the back of the neck along to lengthen out your spine, knees wide, elbows wide. And your knees come in, feet go wider on the mat. Lift your bottom so you can stretch your lower back out. Hands are still behind your head. Lift your head and look down to your legs. And then straighten your legs and just watch them go down, falling wide on the mat. Check they look symmetrical enough. That feels okay for you. And then lower your head to the floor. Release your arms, palms up, wider than your hips. Take a couple of minutes just doing nothing but being still. Unravel any tension in your shoulders and let your arms flop a bit more easily. Maybe they move slightly as you free your shoulders more. Free any tension around your hips, your thighs, your bottom. You let the legs fall heavily, freely. Free any tension in your abdomen, let it move easily with your breath. Let your chest be heavy. Feel it opens easily as you inhale. Let your head be heavy. And release any tension across your face or scalp. Be still. If you have longer and you can stay longer, then do. Before we move, just remind yourself of your reason for being here. Silently say it to yourself again in a positive phrase. Wriggle your fingers and your toes, bring your feet in flat to the floor, and turn to your side, coming to sitting. Bringing your hands together in front of the chest and bowing. Bowing to the goodness within, but also acknowledging we're not perfect. So the good is also bowing to the not so good. Let them be friends and let them support each other. Finding balance within mind, body, and heart. The good in me bows to the good in you. Namaste. Thank you all.